Today, we're talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is color. The joy of color in your home and how it can completely transform a space. Now, I know that color can be a tricky one, and people often don't know where to start to add color into their home. I feel like the fear of color has come from the idea that painting a room is the solution to adding color to your room. And then I feel what happens from there is that you paint an entire room, you don't know how to finish it off, and now you've got this teal room or burgundy room, and it feels a little too intense and dramatic, and you end up just painting the room back to be a beige. So, I want to give you some tips on how to add color to your home and make it foolproof. No more fear, no more painting every room in your house. Let's talk about ways to add color that's going to feel sophisticated, timeless, and you're going to enjoy it for years to come. So, my first tip for adding color is number one, identify a room that you think would be good to add color to. And maybe that is your living room. So, you want to add color to your living room and you're not sure where to start. First, you want to identify what do you want this room to feel like because color has mood. So, say you want something that feels very serene and tranquil, a great option could be a beautiful soft green. Now, before you get out the paintbrush, let's talk about other ways that we can just add this green to the room. My first tip is think about accessories. So, go shopping and have in mind what the shade of green is that you want to work with. And it can be monochromatic. You can have a few different shades of green that all work together. Everything doesn't have to match. That is the number one rule that I feel people get wrong. Everything doesn't have to match. So pull out a few accessories and start to create a set that you love, maybe just on the coffee table, and start to get used to the idea of color in your space. That could be a beautiful vase. It could be some candlesticks. It could be some decorative boxes. Have fun with it and be creative and just start there. Then, once you've warmed up to that idea of the color, you can start to layer in more color. Then I would go to things like Tosh cushions are a perfect way. Again, have some fun, add some color, and throw in some pattern would be a great idea. And the next step would be an area rug. Start to pull that color into an area rug. But by doing this in a slow way, it's going to be easier for you to get a sense of the space and the direction that you're going in rather than purchasing everything at the same time and feeling overwhelmed by the decision. Then you can start to really see the impact of that color in your room. And from there, if you really want to go for it, you can add some patterned drapery to the room to pull in the color and different ways that you can create that space and bring that color in. So that's my number one advice on adding color in a simple and easy way. Now, when you get to the point where you want to be a little bit more bold with color, my advice is look at spaces where you are not spending a lot of time. So think about the foyer, the powder room, maybe you have a den, rooms where maybe they're not open to the rest of the house, you're not spending as much time there. And that's a great space to flex your design muscle and take some more risks and think about pattern and color in different ways. Great space to experiment, especially in the powder room, because that's a room that you're just going in and out of. And it's a great space to do something unique because it's something that your guests are going to use. So it's a great way to start showing off your personal style in your home. So I hope these tips give you the confidence to start using some color in your spaces.